Sylvester Stallone isn't one to back down from a fight, not even when it comes from a late-night host. Jimmy Kimmel thought he could take a few jabs at Stallone and walk away unscathed, but that turned out to be a big mistake. Stallone fired back with a viral post that didn't just clap back, it completely dismantled Kimmel's credibility. He delivered a knockout blow, exposing the hypocrisy and arrogance of late-night television, and Kimmel felt every hit. It all started when Kimmel, known for his sharp-tongued humor, decided to mock Stallone for supporting Donald Trump. Stallone had praised Trump, saying, "Nobody in the world could have pulled off what he pulled off." Whether or not someone agrees with Trump, mocking a person solely for their political views is a cheap shot. But Kimmel didn't stop there. During one of his monologues, he referenced a recent event where Stallone compared Trump to George Washington, saying, when George Washington defended his country, he had no idea he was going to change the world. Guess what? We got the second George Washington. Congratulations. Instead of engaging in a meaningful discussion, Kimmel went straight for the punchline, sarcastically quipping, George Washington was the father of our country. Donald Trump is the father of Eric. Big difference. The joke implied that Stallone was either out of touch or blindly praising Trump without much thought. As if that wasn't enough, Kimmel took another shot, joking that Stallone's years of playing Rocky had affected his cognitive abilities. "I guess those punches Rocky took to the head were real after all," he sneered, mocking a man who built his career inspiring millions with the Rocky films. Bad move. At first, it seemed like just another night in late-night TV, but Kimmel severely underestimated Stallone. He thought he could get away with throwing shade at the legendary action star, but Stallone was more than ready with a response. Instead of ignoring it or issuing a generic PR statement, he took to social media and fired back with his signature humor, sarcasm, and honesty. "Okay, my big muscular friend," Stallone began with his usual charm. "I saw you the other night on Jimmy Kimmel Live, kind of making fun of me. Does it bother me? Nah. Does it burn into my memory like a horrible scar? Nah. Well, maybe just a little bit." He wasn't angry, just disappointed. And when someone like Stallone calls you out, you know you've messed up. But Stallone didn't stop there. He turned the joke around on Kimmel. "I've decided to write a sequel for you called Stop, or your grandmother will beat your ass," he quipped, referencing his 1992 film Stop. "Or my mom will shoot," which Kimmel had mocked in the past. That's the thing about Stallone. He doesn't just react. He turns the situation into something bigger. Instead of trading insults, he used the moment to highlight a deeper issue: how late-night hosts have become predictable, unoriginal, and, let's be honest, desperate for laughs. In interviews and podcasts following the exchange, Stallone took it a step further, addressing the growing culture of censorship in Hollywood. Hollywood has always been about pushing limits, but now it feels like the limits are shrinking. Artistry is being replaced by what's trending. If you don't follow the script, you're out. He even pointed out that some of the films he starred in wouldn't get made today due to censorship. For example, Rocky. Rocky would never be made today. That statement hit home for a lot of people. He wasn't just talking about himself. He was addressing how Hollywood marginalizes anyone who doesn't fit into its mold. And he wasn't afraid to call it out. Then came the knockout punch. Reports surfaced that Kimmel's team attempted to invite Stallone onto the show, but only under the condition that they had full control over the conversation. When Sylvester Stallone steps into the ring, even late-night hosts aren't safe. Jimmy Kimmel thought he could take a few shots at Stallone and walk away unscathed. Big mistake. Stallone fired back with a viral response that didn't just clap back, it dismantled Kimmel's reputation. He delivered a knockout blow, exposing the hypocrisy and arrogance festering in late-night TV. And Kimmel felt every bit of it. It all started when Kimmel, known for his snarky humor, took a jab at Stallone for his support of Donald Trump. Regardless of personal opinions about Trump, attacking someone over their political views is a cheap shot. But Kimmel didn't stop there. During one of his monologues, he referenced a recent event where Stallone compared Trump to George Washington. Instead of engaging in a real discussion, Kimmel went straight for the punchline, sarcastically remarking, "George Washington was the father of our country. Donald Trump is the father of Eric. Big difference." The implication was clear. Kimmel painted Stallone as out of touch, blindly praising Trump. Then he took another low blow, mocking Stallone's years of playing Rocky. "I guess those punches Rocky took to the head were real after all," Kimmel quipped. "Targeting a man who built his career by inspiring millions? Bad move." At first, it seemed like just another night of late-night comedy, but Kimmel underestimated Stallone. Stallone could have taken the usual Hollywood route, laughing it off or issuing a generic PR statement. But that's not his style. Instead, he took to social media and fired back with a perfect mix of humor, sarcasm, and raw honesty. "Okay, my big muscular friend, I saw you the other night on Jimmy Kimmel kind of making fun of me," Stallone began with his signature charm. "Does it bother me? Nah. Does it burn into my memory like a horrible scar? Nah. Well, maybe just a little bit." Right away, it was clear. He wasn't mad, just disappointed. And when someone like Stallone calls you out, you know you messed up. But Stallone didn't stop there. He turned the joke back on Kimmel, reminding everyone that while Kimmel mocks people from behind a desk, Stallone actually creates. "I have decided to write a sequel for you called Stop, or Your Grandmother Will Beat Your Ass," he joked, referencing his 1992 film Stop. "Or My Mom Will Shoot," which Kimmel had mocked before. Stallone didn't just fire back. He used the moment to expose something deeper, the lack of originality in Hollywood's late-night scene. He pointed out how these shows have become predictable, unoriginal, and desperate for laughs. But he wasn't done. In interviews and podcasts following the drama, he addressed a bigger issue: the growing culture of censorship in Hollywood. "Hollywood used to be about pushing limits, but now it feels like the limits are shrinking," Stallone said. "Artistry is being replaced by what's trending, and if you don't follow the script, you're out." He even argued that some of the films he starred in wouldn't be made today due to Hollywood's increasing restrictions. His words resonated with many, as he wasn't just talking about himself. He was calling out the industry's treatment of anyone who doesn't fit into its narrative. Then came the final blow. Reports surfaced that Kimmel and his team had invited Stallone onto the show, on the condition that they had full control over the conversation. Stallone immediately shut it down. "I don't need to stage a conversation to get my point across," he said. "If we can't have a real dialogue, then what's the point? Game over. Let's play a little game." For those reading the comments, type Coca-Cola in the comments. Only those who get to this point will understand. Kimmel thought he would come out looking like the smart one, but the internet quickly picked sides, and Stallone was winning by a landslide. Social media erupted with praise for Stallone's response. Fans appreciated that he didn't just let Kimmel's remarks slide, but used them to highlight Hollywood's bigger issues. One viral tweet summed it up: "Jimmy Kimmel can joke all he wants, but Stallone built Hollywood classics. He deserves better than this." And Stallone wasn't just winning online. His reality show The Family Stallone was soaring in popularity. Unlike scripted late-night TV, the show gave fans a genuine look at Stallone as a father, husband, and all-around down-to-earth guy. People weren't just watching, they were loving it. Clips from the show flooded TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, with fans sharing their favorite Stallone moments, from his hilarious dad moments to his deep reflections on life and success. "Stallone is the real deal," one fan wrote. "Hollywood needs more like him." Meanwhile, things weren't looking great for Kimmel. His ratings took a hit, and people started questioning whether late-night TV even had a place in today's world. With audiences flocking to podcasts, YouTube, and independent media, scripted talk shows like Jimmy Kimmel Live were starting to feel outdated. Stallone, on the other hand, was thriving, proving once again that authenticity beats manufactured controversy every time. People see through fake narratives. They know when a joke is just a lazy attempt to score points rather than being genuinely funny. Kimmel's attempt to mock Stallone backfired spectacularly. Instead of making Stallone look foolish, he made himself look petty. And let's be honest, Kimmel's humor has become predictable. His formula is simple: find someone who doesn't align with Hollywood's groupthink, make a joke at their expense, wait for applause, and move on. It's not about discussion, it's about pushing a narrative. And audiences are getting tired of it. Even media personalities like Megyn Kelly have pointed this out, calling Kimmel's approach biased and out of touch. Instead of allowing open conversations, Kimmel sticks to a safe circle of like-minded guests, ensuring every discussion fits within Hollywood's mainstream script. The real issue with Kimmel isn't just that his jokes are stale, it's that he avoids real conversations. When was the last time someone challenged his views on his show, and he actually let them speak? Instead of inviting Stallone on for an open discussion, reports claim Kimmel blocked him out of fear that Stallone might speak freely about Hollywood's current state. That's not comedy. That's not entertainment. That's just censorship in a suit and tie. If Kimmel was confident in his stance, he would have welcomed Stallone onto the show and let both sides of the conversation unfold. Instead, he played it safe, mock from a distance, then pretend it never happened when the backlash hit. That's the move of someone who isn't interested in dialogue, only control. And it's not just Stallone. Kimmel has a history of avoiding guests who challenge Hollywood's narrative. He sticks to celebrities who share his views, ensuring that every conversation stays within his audience's expectations. But that's not what people want anymore. This entire feud didn't just expose Kimmel's weaknesses, it highlighted something much bigger. It showed that audiences are done with fake, overproduced entertainment. People want real conversations, not scripted interviews filled with canned laughter. That's why podcasts, YouTube, and independent media are booming. Think about it. When was the last time a late-night interview actually made an impact? Now compare that to the viral, thought-provoking conversations happening on long-form podcasts. People don't want 5-minute sound bites. They want depth, honesty, and authenticity. And that's exactly what Stallone delivered.